This meeting of the Wheel Girls Club is now in session, where anyone can be a wheel girl. I'm Anne.
I'm
I'm
Shelley.
Grace.
Oh my God!
Grace is last.
Like I was supposed to be saying my name.
No.
This meeting of the Wheel Girls Club is now in session, where anyone can be a wheel girl. I'm Anne.
I'm Shelley.
I'm Sarah. I'm Jamie.
And I'm Grace. Welcome back, girls.
I think I need to ditch the wave.
I thought it was cute.
We are a podcast, and we do have visuals, but I don't think everyone goes there. So when you do a wave, Sarah, no one's
It's an audio
Unless
medium.
you're saying I'm waving. I'm Sarah, I'm waving at you.
Yeah, you could do the narration.
Okay, I did ask ChatGPT. No, ChatGPT did not know that I was associated with this podcast, which I was like, that's kind of
Interesting.
good. Maybe
There's no
it's
last
not
names.
because there's no last names on anything. But then I
Yeah.
also asked ChatGPT to tell me about the podcast, and it did. And it even was like, and they've just gone through a rebrand, and this is what the yes.
We're all
Oh my
shaking in our
God.
boots because that's
Wow.
true.
The
Whoa.
rebrand is so cute. I hope everyone likes it. I'm obsessed.
Yeah,
We
Shelley's
didn't
very cute.
really talk about it last pod, but yes, this is like the third season for this podcast. The OG members, Anne and Grace, the original sisters. And now we have more people, and we kind of just threw out the idea of a rebrand. It's been
I
a
also
sister
think
pod for a while.
you deserve lots of credit for this, Shelley. It's definitely your brainchild, and you came up with a lot of designs, and they're wonderful. I'm so excited.
Yeah, a team effort. I will say I initiated, but definitely a team effort, and we're hoping to grow whatever community. I know on TikTok, even though it may be going away in a few days,
Stop.
weeks,
She's
we
getting
have a little
political.
community there. We have a little community there, and I know like I've been seeing a lot of people on TikTok being like, I love F1, but I don't have any friends to talk about it with. And I mean, as we know, F1 is 40% women, and we're taking over. We need
We're
this
taking
space.
over. Yes,
Sorry.
okay.
Sorry.
Everyone is obsessed with the LV sponsorship. Am I right or am I right?
Do you think the LV sponsorship is supposed to be like a ladies forward sponsorship?
Do you not?
Lady forward.
I don't know. LV is like
Mm,
they have
No,
a
LV
menswear
is not.
line.
Yes, they have
It's
both.
just fashion.
But
It's
it definitely
fashion.
feels like it's like they were
Courting
like,
a
yeah, I
gender.
mean, it makes sense. No, I'm not even saying they're courting a gender. I'm like, it's a smart move from like a sport that has a burgeoning female audience.
Right. I
I would agree.
personally love LV.
I
I
think,
personally have
well,
so much.
I have
I own so
like
much of it.
I actually have an item that is definitely counterfeit LV, but not really. Like it's from when I was in the Peace
Allegedly.
Corps. It's
Allegedly.
from when I was in the Peace Corps, and it's
Illegal.
like a lisar, like this huge sheet that women kind of like wrap into a dress you wear, and it's tie-dyed with LVs all over it.
That's
I love
chic.
Wear it to
That's
the race. Wear it
amazing.
to the race.
I don't know. I was going to say last week, people were kind of like roasting the podium, which I will be honest, I didn't watch. Like people were like, bring back the old podium, which is maybe a whole like we're used to seeing the Rolex setup. I think this week they may have changed it up, but I mean,
Yeah, I think it was more of just the standard podium. And I think a lot
yeah,
of it just depends on who the sponsor is that week. And also, I'm
yeah,
sure the people working for the circuit get a say in how it gets designed to some
yeah.
degree as well.
This is
Speaking of
such.
which, oh,
Oh, go ahead.
sorry.
No, you go, you go.
I had dinner with a friend, shout out Meg, and she works for a company that does like event planning things and like they make, temporary installations and stuff for big events. And they were helping out with stuff for the F1 race in Las Vegas
Ooh.
to use the space. And I was trying to tell her
Have
that
an
she should try to
in.
get
You're
some
like,
tickets. And she was
Yeah.
like,
Mhm.
no, they're not giving away any tickets to anybody that's working on it. Which is
I have
crazy.
to
It seems like
say,
they
you're
would be
not
giving
getting
them
tickets to
away.
that show.
this year, technically this year, they are selling day tickets to Las Vegas for starting at 50.
But
And
you don't see any racing.
That's
no,
not
I
for at
don't.
night when the
It
race
It's
might
is
just for
going
the
be.
on.
daytime.
The
No, I
daytime.
think they're day tickets, and I think it may be like a GA thing, but I know that at Las Vegas you buy certain areas for GA. It's not like all GA, but which is because last year they really undersold tickets, so I think they're adjusting the price range, but I think when it comes to so expensive costs, as we all know, is like the stay. Like that
Mhm.
is so expensive. So, and it's Vegas. So if I can read the room right, Americans, us, we know Vegas is not for us. It's for the rich people to attend.
What?
And well, yeah, I'm like,
Austin
I
is
don't
for
really want
the
to go.
normies. Vegas is for the rich people.
I
It
think it's
does feel.
all American races are
It's
for the
all for the
rich.
rich
All
people.
all the
Well,
American
I mean,
races are
aren't
yes, but
all
expensive.
Formula
Austin
One
is.
races for the
Yeah,
rich
that's
people?
true.
Yes, you're right.
But Austin is definitely the most accessible of the
Yeah.
Americans.
Yeah. So technically, like in my head, I'm like, I could go to Vegas for $50, but do I actually want to go to that race? And I think about it and I'm like, I don't want to go to Vegas. So that's like the unfortunate thing. But yeah, Meg, we can go if she really wants to go for
I
work.
mean, we could
If
You
find
can
someone to
go.
stay with, I feel like. We could find a connection.
Yeah,
We can
Make it
find a
happen.
connection.
if we got
Yeah.
a sponsorship to go to Vegas, Shelly, would you still say no?
if it is a sponsorship, it's like everything's included. It's like, yeah, I would
Every
definitely go.
food,
I don't think
Everything.
everything's included.
Everything would be included, Sarah.
including our fashion, the clothes that we'll be wearing,
It's all
provided
inclusive.
by
All
Ferrari.
LV.
All LV.
The title sponsor getting
Okay,
us
speaking
in.
of fashion, I had some thoughts about fashion in this race actually, because
Ooh.
Oscar won. And I feel like it's a
Spoilers.
sorry, Oscar won, everyone. I don't know if you know this. And I think that Oscar and Lando are such an interesting pair because I feel like Lando's really come into his like he has like his style, and I feel like he doesn't have the fashion sense that I feel like Hamilton does, but he's like, stylish and like doesn't he like he's like a cool boy. And then I feel like Oscar just doesn't seem like one of his bigger priorities. Like, I mean, he still
Oscar's
looks
a sports
good.
boy.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
he's a sports boy. He likes sports.
Yeah.
Like, give me that moisture wicking fabric.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So I was kind of thinking, I was like, okay, will I was like, will he come into that and want to be more like on the fashion side? And then also which of the rookies is kind of like stepping into that, like, I'm just a sports boy, or I'm gonna like show off my fashion. So I feel like Joe was really into that. And when I'm missing that, Yuki, I feel like sometimes pulls out some cool outfits.
Mhm.
And then a Charles in his own way. But I was like, who's gonna
Charles
step?
wants to be a
Yeah,
fashion boy,
yes.
Yes.
but he is not. He doesn't have
Yes.
natural taste. I'm so sorry.
So which of the rookies is going to be stepping into the fashion role? How long will it take them to like glow up? I don't know. I was just
I
thinking
kind of
about
hate to
fashion.
say it, but I am thinking of Liam Lawson.
No.
Okay.
Oh,
It's something about the current haircut that's going on
I
that's
He's
think
got a
giving
very
like, I really
90s
care.
vibe.
I care.
I
Yeah.
get yeah, and he has like a TikTok presence, I think, too. So he
but
has like,
also
And like a model girlfriend.
and that
no,
helps
she's in
it.
like medical school.
Okay. A beautiful
A
girlfriend.
beautiful girlfriend from California.
That's
Um,
right.
I think that Liam Lawson, I think when you're a new Red Bull driver, I believe you're required to bleach your hair blonde just for vibes.
Oh yeah, I remember Danny with the bleached hair. Yes.
Alex?
No.
Seb, Alex, yes, it is
Is
a
it
Alex
real
bleached hair came
thing.
after Red
Wait, this is
Bull.
dark. Is this like a hazing thing?
Yes,
They come in the night and they
but
do it.
I feel like Liam Lawson's the kind of person to wear cars Crocs.
He's like
Yeah.
beach fashion. He's got like sort of a Ken
Yeah.
thing going on. His job is car.
He does have a Ken thing going on. I was gonna say I don't know why, but just the energy. I think because of the whole Chow thing during the race, I'm thinking Ollie Bierman. Make him the fashion boy. Ciao.
I don't know if I can crack
Yeah,
it.
he's got that pretty boy vibe going on for sure.
And I think he's gonna have a real glow up because he's still like a
Mhm.
teenager. He's about
Yeah.
to like finish puberty.
I feel like
Get
Kimmy
kind
is
of-
hopefully when we look at him 5 years from now in pictures from today, we're gonna think, oh my gosh, he's a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
hmm
The
Yeah, I
one
get
who
kind of uncomfy talking about the rookies. They're like,
Yeah.
you don't, they're
I don't know
young,
They're
them.
you
children.
don't know
Yes.
them, and they're blank slates to me, and I'm like not ready to comment anything like concrete about any of them, except I guess Liam, because I'm a Liam hater.
Because
But
he's an
anyways,
adult. Well,
yeah,
Liam also like
he's like
has
23.
he's gone through puberty.
anyways,
I
Yeah,
will
we
say his hair now is still leagues better than when he had
Yeah.
this thing, the
I
penguin
think
thing
his
going
hair
on.
looks fine.
I think it looks great.
He's not
It's
getting
like
any L'Oreal contracts,
we
but
just need to talk about his hair because his racing is terrible.
yeah.
let's
Oh my
stick to the hair.
gosh.
Literally,
They really
okay.
got us.
What
How
about the
long do you think?
rumors that he's gonna get replaced in Japan?
I
That's
don't
gnarly.
believe any of those rumors
No.
yet. I think that's just people speculating that it's so bad that like it just naturally opens itself up to speculation, but I don't think Red Bull would make a decision
Honestly,
that fast.
Red Bull, keep them. We don't care. Stay at the back of the grid. I'm fine with that.
I do think it seems
Mm.
like it's an extremely hard car to drive, so you're kind of
Yeah.
like, I
Yeah.
feel like you actually need to give him like
Yeah.
a full
few more
year to
races.
come to terms with the car.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
also it's not like he was like so I mean he was not outperforming Yuki in
No.
the Racing
Mhm.
Bulls.
Yuki, I think
Even
they said
Isaac.
Yes.
Isaac was
Yeah.
outperforming him. So
Yeah.
Yeah. And if they did bring Yuki in, I'm curious how big of a jump it would be for Yuki to go from the Racing Bulls car to the Red Bull car. I'm curious
Yeah.
what the difference is there.
I believe in the second seat curse at Red Bull. And so therefore I'm like, yeah, just keep Liam. You guys just keep doing your thing, become a midfield team, and let's see everybody else rise up. Let's see
Who's-
Williams. Let's see Racing Bulls.
Oh yeah.
I feel
Okay.
like the better path for Yuki is for him to just like have an awesome year this year in Racing Bulls the entire time and get a contract somewhere outside of the Red Bull family for next year and move on to bigger and better things outside of the Red Bull vortex of chaos.
What's the name of the lime green team? What are we referring to it
Steak.
as?
Steak.
Steak.
Okay, I feel like I've heard so many different things.
Steak,
Steak,
F1.
Sauber, Audi.
Team
Kick.
Kick Sauber.
That
That's not far off.
might be the actual name, Sarah.
What
I
have
just
you
needed
heard,
to clear that
Jamie?
up.
You just heard
You
different
just wanted to
names.
know
I
the
just needed to
name.
clear it up. I was confusion.
I mean,
They had
those
a
were
bad
the only two
weekend.
cars that Liam passed today.
Yes.
They were really
know.
struggling.
Yeah, bad
Yeah.
They
weekend.
were.
It hurts my heart a little bit. I want to see them do good.
I also say I feel really bad for Yuki and Isaac Hajar that for Yuki especially, this race and the previous race, his team messed up the strategy. And Yuki could have had like seventh, eighth place if he had just not pitted. So that was a bummer.
Before we go there, can we talk about Sprint?
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's talk
I
about
was thinking
Sprint.
about that.
Those who watched, I didn't. I watched the
I watched.
highlights.
I watched it. I watched it
Yeah.
live.
Get into
I
it. Tell
watched it
me.
live.
I called Grace
Yeah.
at 10 on the way home from dinner, and she was like, "Oh, are you watching the race? It just started." And I was like, "Oh,
Because
I
Sarah had put
forgot."
in the chat that she
I
wanted to
know.
watch it.
I
I
was
was like,
going
oh,
to
that's
do
why you're
FaceTime with
calling
my
me.
friends. I
Funny.
forgot. And then it was great timing, and Grace dictated like the first 6 laps until I got home.
I just told her what was
Ooh,
happening.
put her in. New
Yeah.
F1 TV
Did
commentary.
Yeah.
did anyone watch the quali for Sprint? Like
No.
the sentiment was like
Yes.
all around, obviously because it was sort of the first of the weekend or beginning of the weekend where it was like, oh my gosh, I saw Lewis Scott pole, and I was like, and everyone was surprised and he was surprised, and obviously the track has been refinished, so it's a little bit different, and no one watched that live here.
I didn't watch it live, but I did
I'm
watch
looking at
it.
faces and they're like, no.
At 2
I
in the
watched
morning.
it.
You're right. It was pretty early. Yeah, I guess I didn't really, I mean, any of these like qualifying things, I kind of assume the McLaren, a Red Bull, a Mercedes, but I was happy to hear Lewis got up there. And
Yeah,
then
super exciting. I feel like with a lot of things, with sprint quali and the sprint race and normal quali, I was slightly surprised that Lando wasn't doing better throughout the whole weekend because he had looked
He
really,
did
really
well in
strong
the
in the first
race.
practice. He did well in the race. But like the sprint race, he was stuck back in ninth for the majority of the race.
It didn't seem like a very easy passing
Tracked.
race. Yeah.
To
Mhm.
overtake.
Like you were
Yeah.
really like all of the strategy in the race was just when are you gonna pit?
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
Which in previous years, China has been a good track for overtaking, so that is
Thought.
surprising. But there were
I
so
think
few
it came
passes.
down to all that wheel manage or the tire
Yeah.
management that
True.
everyone was trying to not go as fast to keep things
Mm.
good.
just try not to go on the curb.
It was giving Monaco 2024.
That's what the
Yes.
commentators were saying.
Just drive a little bit slower but just don't let the person behind you go faster.
Yeah. Well,
But for
like even
sprint
in
though,
yeah.
for sprint, it was crazy to see Lewis how well he handled the tires. Like I was sort of wanting Oscar to catch up, but it was kind of too late at that point, and I was like, how is this Ferrari doing this? Obviously the sprint is like not as many laps, but he did really great. No pitting.
Was the tire degradation so bad because the track was resurfaced?
Yeah, that was definitely a contributing factor where the resurfacing made the track, what the commentators were saying is that it made the track a lot grippier, which allowed them to go a lot faster, where Oscar's pole lap was more than 3 seconds faster than the pole lap last year.
Whoa.
But because with it being that much grippier, it wore through the tires a lot faster. At
Okay.
least the mediums and the softs.
That makes
Yeah,
sense.
and their whole thing this weekend was the hards never got tested, right? So they were all on soft and mediums up to that point, which is kind of,
Honestly,
I mean, I haven't seen that before.
I think
They're
it's
like,
not
they
too
don't have data
unusual with
for it.
sprint weekends.
Okay, yeah. I mean, their whole thing was like, we don't have data for it. So when it comes for the race, we'll see how the hards play out. And I thought that was pretty wild.
I feel like it's so
I
classic. This always happens though when they're like, this is definitely going to be a two-stop race. They like
Yes.
show the tire windows. They're like, it's either this or this, but that's both two stops. And then everyone ends up doing a one stop. And
well,
I
I feel
think it's
like
a good point about the hard tires because none of them really knew. And then I
yeah,
think it was Lance Stroll who was on
that's what I
that
was gonna
hard
say.
tire for like 35 laps. And then everybody was like, oh, okay.
We're just gonna keep going.
hmm
And if we feel
Yeah.
it getting close to a cliff, then we might adjust our plans. But then nobody did. It didn't seem to like really get to any sort of a cliff in any way of
Yeah.
a drop off in performance. But I think the race could have potentially been very different if Lance Stroll had not done that really long stint.
It was really all thanks to Lance.
I don't think
A
I sent
sentence
this,
I
but
never thought I'd hear you
I
say.
know. I don't think I sent this, but I saw a tweet of someone pointing out that Lance has scored points in every race so far this year.
That's not that
Lance
crazy,
is
right?
outscoring Fernando. Isn't that true?
Yes.
But
I was
He's
sad to
also,
outscoring
hear when
both
they
the
were like,
Ferraris.
yeah.
when they had said like, Fernando's brakes are on fire, and I'm like,
Yeah.
no, Fernando. And then in the beginning, so I guess we're getting into the race. In the beginning, when people were doing their first pitting, there was a time when Lando was trying to, when he pitted, he wanted to come out before George, and there was like a little battle that was happening, but Lance was in that mix. And
Yeah.
I was
Mhm.
pissed. I wanted Lando to get up there, but I'm like, what is Lance doing here? And at that time, I was the most
What is he
confused
doing
of
here?
like, why is Lance in F1?
You're
Like
like, blue flag, blue
literally,
flag.
I was just like, what is he even doing here? I'm the most confused I've ever been about what he's actually doing here in F1. And obviously,
I love
he
it.
got people data and whatever. He had like a good run, actually, except he didn't place that high. Anyways, it didn't, I don't feel like it paid off
Well,
for
he
him
didn't
that
place it high because
much.
everybody then switched to a one stop
Yeah,
when they
they
saw how
just
far he
kind of
could go.
exactly. So I'm like, he did something, but I don't think it worked out the way he wanted it to. So that's my 2 cents. I almost threw that into the group chat of like, why is Lance in F1? Because
Who is
I
this
just
man?
Stop.
kind of felt like he's just in the way at this point, and why is he here?
He's in the way. I feel like I asked myself that question almost every race last season. What is he doing here?
What is he doing here? Well, who
It's rough.
enjoyed Alex Albon leading the race for
Oh, yes, Queen.
like
Yes.
I
On his
actually Alex,
birthday.
yeah, obsessed.
A P1 in our hearts. That's what Lily said.
I just saw
He
that.
can be like P8 for me, but again, this is not a
Gosh.
Williams
Lily,
fan
This is the
cast.
first time we've
first
mentioned
mention.
Williams, okay?
first mention.
The first of many. I know it.
The first of many.
I've been holding off. I was waiting to talk about Carlos. We will get into that at some point, but
I've been saying over and over all weekend, like I'm I'm blossoming into an Oscar fan. What is Sarah's face?
Wait, when have
Oh,
you
I
been
agree.
saying
I agree.
that?
Not to
On the
you,
phone with
Shelley.
me.
Not to
On the phone
me.
with me.
Because I'm the number one.
I know you're influencing me.
Well, I think it's the car of it all. That's been the gateway.
The car has not been the gateway. I think I'm
Okay.
just stoked that like seems perfectly placed to like be at the front this year.
Mm.
And it'll be fun if it's like him and Lando fighting for it. That's going to be exciting to watch. If it's him, Lando, and Max fighting for it, that's going to be fun to watch. Like, I'm just like, get Oscar in there.
Excited.
Because I think
Yeah.
that the
Mhm.
Lando and Max of it is like a bit boring to me.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I agree.
Agreed. I
I know.
was kind of following bits of George this weekend, like different clips of him, and like he was a kind of annoying Lando at one point, and like I'm like,
he
oh
annoys
my
us
gosh.
all.
I mean, he is like that, but I'm like, I think Lando is fully like, I'm with Max. Stay away from me, George kind of vibe sometimes.
I
Um,
did not see this at all.
but
Yeah, where were
there's
you
a
seeing
weird
this?
kind of tense clip. Um, but I don't know how I feel about George just kind of popping in to the top 3. Like
2
I
weeks in a
don't
row.
know.
Yeah.
I
Weeks in a row, he
know.
said just like a
Hoping he
very
was-
quiet drive
He's
in
just kind of
third.
there, and I don't really like
Bidening.
that. I don't like that.
He's Bidening. You were hoping he would also get disqualified.
I just want, oh yeah. I mean, he was the original to get
He
Yeah.
was.
disqualified, the skinny queen.
Can we talk about the
Skinny
Ferrari of
queen.
it all?
Oh, wait, before we get there,
Yeah.
Wait.
it was kind of tense this weekend, the first of like position swapping, which it
Who was
was
surprised?
well, I wasn't
Was it
surprised, but
tense?
apparently there was a little bit of like Charles being like, it's unfortunate I have the pace. We should be letting me
It's not my
through.
fault I'm faster
And then
And hotter.
and younger.
And
um
younger.
And
but
predestined.
there was more there's more context to it of like Lewis actually was like, Charles has a pace, let him through on my own time. And I think the engineers were kind of pressuring him to give it over to Charles like early, and there was that tiff. But
I was
he got
obsessed with
the missing
the
wing.
missing
Yes,
wing and the
and the
Made him
fact-
commentators
go
being like,
faster.
This is the
Hmm.
solution. This is what they've been looking for.
This is terrible for
Engineers, are you
Charles,
seeing
and then
this? Are you
he's
guys
doing
seeing
really
this?
good.
the Ferrari engineers are like
Well, the
furiously
Ferrari
taking
engineer-
notes.
Yes.
Well, yeah, because also initially the Ferrari engineers were like, this is going to cost you like so much. And come
Charles
in,
is
you're
like-
going to need to. It's going to be awful. This
He
is the
drove that
advice
for
that
the
Charles
whole
is
race.
getting.
Yeah.
And then he ends up going faster than Lewis.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
But then Lewis came back in the end
but
Right?
also, no.
because he had the
No.
two
Pressured.
stopped.
Lewis
Oh.
pitted.
Yeah, so Lewis
Pitted.
Lewis
pitted.
pitted, but he didn't really even get close.
No.
Oh, I thought he was
No.
within 4 seconds at
No.
the end.
He was because
Well-
he pitted and he had clear air, but like it wasn't because.
He wasn't close to putting them under pressure.
But also, like, aren't the engineer like? Shouldn't the team know like
You're saying it. Yes, they should
this
know.
will be better or worse?
They should. The whole tea
No,
is that
physics is not a science, Grace.
I'm just wondering.
it's magic. It's all about
It's
the magic.
art.
The commentators were like, they can do all this setting, but on the day of, the track speaks to you. And I'm like,
Yes.
okay, DC.
Yeah.
Wait, okay. What did DC at the end of the race? He said, like, oh, he was talking about poor Yuki's front wing when it just like flipped up
Yeah,
because
that
he
was
was right
critical.
behind Carlos.
Exploded.
And he was like, you don't know what's gonna happen till you're in combat or something. It was like,
Getting
what are you
flashbacks.
talking about?
Wartime flashbacks.
Why
from
do they
DC.
love war analogies?
They want to feel like they're really doing something, like they have a
So
noble
silly.
profession.
He did. DC did have one really good point this race.
Only one.
And
One.
he had talked about when he had made his jump from McLaren to Red Bull, because Red Bull had been a really new team, he actually bought that technology of like the wheel to bring over to Red Bull. And I did
And
not know
his
that.
seat from
Yeah.
McLaren.
Yeah,
Super
so-
fascinating.
I didn't know that. And I'm like, yeah, of course they can't do that now with the two fairly established teams with Mercedes and Ferrari. But I'm like, okay, DC, this is what I like and what I want from
This is the
your
information I was
experience.
looking for.
Great job.
I did watch, I was visiting a friend this weekend and she hadn't watched Melbourne yet. So I was watching that with her and she watches on ESPN. And I was like, why are you watching this? Because it's the Sky Sports version. And it's
It's terrible.
terrible.
I
Yes.
believe it.
Yeah.
I was like
yeah.
really reflecting on it because then I like the next day watched China and I was like, you know what it is I think on the Sky Sports they're very like, this is how it is and this is what will happen and this is happening and then it doesn't happen because they're all just guessing. But at least like DC and Julian are like, gosh, if it continues this way, that will probably mean this. Like they hedge a little bit more. They don't act like the rain's gonna come and McLaren's gonna feel really stupid for being out right now. Or like they were
Oh,
in for Melbourne, they kept being like, Ferrari's really making the choice here. Like, I think it's Ferrari's gonna win from this. And you were
I
like,
don't like
Oh my
that.
Ferrari's
gosh.
not gonna win. Ferrari did not make the right call.
Hire me, I know more than these people on air.
What a
Yeah.
troll. But yeah, it's like well, they're all guessing. Then they act like they know
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah,
what
it's
we
kind of
know.
their job to act like they know everything, but it's more
Oh,
interesting when
There's
they
a
don't,
way.
right?
There's a
Yes.
way where you can like talk about it without being like this is how it will go.
That's
You know?
And then the
that's
entire
fair.
race like lead that way, which I'm assuming
Yeah.
is kind of what they're doing and
Yeah.
focusing on that team. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
I
will
also feel like the
say
way they phrase things can make a difference of
yeah.
there's a difference between I think this might be the case versus this is the
Mhm.
case.
Yeah.
I
I
will
just
say
like the
for
old
this
man
year,
stories.
I do too.
yeah, some of us are fans and some aren't. Um, but obviously with the rookies this year, it's exciting to see coverage in like the mid and backfield because I do realize I will continue to say I didn't sign up to be a McLaren fan. So I didn't exactly sign up to be watching like the front of the field where it feels like very intense, like all or
He
nothing
never
kind
asked
of.
for that.
I didn't ask for
Well,
it.
also
I fell
nothing's
into it
been
last year.
happening.
Yeah,
At the
That
front,
they
it's
too.
like
fully, I feel like
literally
Yeah.
Oscar was on the screen for like a
2
cumulative
seconds.
2 minutes. Fully
not even
for the
Which
whole
2 full
race.
minutes.
honestly, I kind of prefer it because every weekend it's always like, for me, it's high intensity. It's like, I want Oscar to be P1 and have pole every weekend. And if he doesn't, I'm disappointed. That's how
Stresses
it
her out to
is.
see him too much.
That's how it is at the front. You're like, I need him number one. Like that's it, all or nothing. But to have coverage in the midfield and more of that this season with the rookies and William is not there's no rookies at Williams, but it's been exciting to see those teams kind of
The midfield fighting is the best. Like
Yeah.
I was loving
So
like
fun.
the last 5 minutes of the race and it's all just
Mhm.
Isaac and Doohan and you're like,
they're like, he crashed. We're in the
heck
last
yes.
lap.
Yes.
Was that at
So
the end of
good.
the sprint?
I think it was either that or I think it was the race where
Oh my
it was
gosh,
No,
the
it was the
sprint.
last lap of
The
the sprint.
sprint was
Yes.
so good.
Yes,
Yes.
that was
They
so funny.
it was Doohan and who crashed Bortoletto?
I
Bortoletto.
think
And
Bortoletto.
then
And then did Hulkenberg
Carlos
get caught up in
and
it?
Yeah,
Nico
just went,
Hulkenberg just
"Woo."
slip on by. Really shoves the memes of it are so
The
good.
memes are good. The memes are good. The
I
wicked
liked
memes.
there's a crossover of like has Sabrina seen this new Juno position?
Oh,
The
that's
cars,
good.
like, I was like, this is the perfect crossover for me personally. Anyways,
good.
the girls, they just get it. They're
They
so
get it.
good. They're so fast. They're
They
so quick and
just are
clever.
creative about it, you know?
Yes.
We're like, we'll make
Speaking
Men
of
could
it
which,
never.
more
there was
entertaining.
there was so much good crowd merch going on in
Yes.
Shanghai. So many cute signs. There was like baby
Hats.
Carlos, baby Alex signs,
Yes.
hats. It was so fun to see. It made me want to go to this
Yeah.
race.
I
Yeah.
saw a
Yeah.
girl like she was like she had noticed the camera was on her, but all she did was put up her hands and she had
And
like
showed her
these
nails. I
And I'm
saw
like,
that.
she gets it.
Yes. I
She's
I
saw
saw a
that.
girl
cool.
after Oscar won crying in the
I saw that
stands.
too.
And I
Like,
thought,
that's me.
And the
I
announcers
know
were
who
like,
that is.
did you hear what the announcer said? They're like, this is raw emotion from the fans.
I feel like they have made all of those male commentators go through like sensitivity training to be like, we need you not to totally alienate this burgeoning female audience. Like I think that's why Alex Jox is always like, and to anyone who's joining, and you're like, shut up, Alex. No.
Just
That's
tell
how I
us what's
It
feel.
is
going on.
not just 50-year-old white men watching Formula One anymore.
But I
Well,
do think they've been better about like being a little less offensive.
Mhm.
I can't tell from like past seasons, but obviously this season with the Wags, they've been coming with looks. They've been like, I
The
think
partners.
other
The
women.
partners.
Okay, yes, I apologize.
Why does it say
They have
partners?
names. They've been like giving them screen time, and I'm like, honestly, this is the clip that's actually going to make it out. Maybe not like all the crashes. I'm like, this clip of Alex in her
Stop.
outfit is
I
going
was
to be the one that goes viral.
See, I was complaining to Paul today that I feel like they show that did we decide on Pogs last year, Partners of the Grid?
Yeah. Pogs.
Yes. Partners of the
I
Grid.
feel like they show them too much. I'm like,
Oh,
Oh, I like
I
seeing
like
them.
it.
they just
Me too.
And hates
I
let
like
it.
them
seeing the
watch the
support.
race in peace.
I feel like they don't show them that much. They do like a quick like pan to that,
Yeah.
like pan the family,
Yeah.
pan the partner. It's nothing
Yeah.
wild. If they were like staying on them, I would be like, okay, that's too
So
much.
it's similar to like the Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce Super Bowl thing. I think it's like in that realm where they're like, we need to make sure we cover this crowd. We need to get the girl, the pog,
The
the
paw. Okay,
partner.
Get the girl.
puffs. Partner half? Partner and
Oh, don't say
families?
that. Don't say that.
No.
I actually I'm a fan of both of them, so I like it. But I definitely think it's like F1 being like, we need to cover all of our niches in our different audience in different places. Let's get the partners look.
I think they know that the fans enjoy it.
Yeah. I mean, what they think
But
we'll
they do
get.
the same thing with just regular celebrities who
Yes.
are at
Yeah.
races.
Yeah.
So, and I feel like they've always done that.
Yeah.
You know who
Yeah.
I want them to cut to is like performance coach. I want a little
Sometimes
like
they cut to Carlos, cousin Carlos.
Mhm.
cousin Carlos.
Cousin Carlos is around. I've
I'm
been
like,
seeing
cut to
Papa Lewis.
Pierluigi.
Papa Hamilton has been in.
Yes.
I don't remember seeing him last year.
They
What do
did
I
a
know?
lot of Ollie's dad. I don't know his name.
Yeah.
They
Mhm.
did him. That was sweet.
They did a lot of
Um,
Lando's dad.
Yeah.
Also, though,
Yeah.
why is it? I assume that Lando's radio is more interesting, but I feel like all of the radio is Lando. And like,
You're right. This is what
also,
happened last year.
truly, there's no Oscar radio.
I
Is
don't think
Is
he's
he
using
just
like
it.
no
not
swearing on
talking?
radio rule actually going to be enforced? Because Lando has been swearing multiple times.
We're not
But
going to talk
it's
about
not,
it.
but they censor it before they play it, right? Because it's like a 15-second
Yeah.
They were
delay.
they were
Yeah.
But
telling them though that they were
they were
gonna
telling
get.
them you're not allowed to swear at all.
Well, good luck with
I think
Yeah.
that
That's
I know.
ridiculous.
the drivers
Clap back.
union GDPA
GDPA.
was arguing, but it's also it's not
GPDA.
just thanks. It's not
GDPA?
just I don't know.
Sorry.
But I don't know.
I think it was funny because as an Oscar fan, we know his temperament, we know his humor, just he's an introvert. And so when he had gotten pole and was like, I was just screaming before this. I'm happy for winning.
I'm really happy. I'm really
Everyone's
pleased.
like, he didn't scream. We're pretty sure he didn't scream at all. And I'm like, yeah, honestly, what we all need to wait for in his truest form will be the behind the scenes, the post selfie will be his final form of his expressment of how he's won. And I still think his selfies are like really him cheesing because he's like,
His
this is what I'm
selfie with
sending
the
to
trophy
Lily.
today was so cute.
He's like, this
Yeah.
is what I'm sending to my family and Lily, and it's very sweet. So he did not
So cute.
scream. I don't think he did at
I don't think
all
he screamed.
to
I do
celebrate.
really want him to win the World Drivers' Championship just so I can see what his reaction is when he gets out of the car and takes that helmet
Mm.
off. He's
I
gonna be like,
need
2 thumbs up. I'm really
I need
pleased.
He did a number
Team
one.
worked really hard.
no, you
Yeah,
know what I'm
I'm the
waiting
world
for?
driver champion.
I'm waiting for a tear. I'm waiting for some tears to come. And
I
I'm
think you
think
might
it's
be
gonna
waiting a
happen,
while.
babe.
yeah, I'll wait forever.
I'll wait forever.
I'll wait forever. What did he
I
say? He said in his post interview, he was like, I'm talked out at the moment, or something like that.
I
I'm
love
talked
that.
out right now. It's like,
Okay.
I love
oh
that.
yeah, he's like, I'm tired.
I
Yeah.
think I just sent this to Sarah, but on Tumblr I saw some girls laughing about Carlos posted like a sad post being like, not the results we were hoping for. Really struggling to understand what happened. We'll work on it. And then like 19 seconds later, Alex was like, let's go, Carlos Sainz! With the points. And they were all like, someone needs to wake Carlos up. He's too sad.
He's doing a depression sleep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wake him up from his depression nap. So I will go back to the driver of the day stuff for the race. I
Oh yeah.
voted for Oscar, and if you guys had seen at the end, they were like, the announcers were like,
Yes.
driver of the day, Kimmy. Okay, yeah.
We didn't
They
show
were like,
much.
yeah, I guess he's the driver of the day. And then when Toto had announced it to Kimmy, he was like, me? I'm the driver of the day. And this is where I truly was like, there's a little army of girls behind
There's gotta
behind
be.
Kimmy, and I'm scared of them.
I'm scared.
'Cause it showed driver of the day, Kimmy starting at 8th, ending at 8th.
Ending at 8.
I was like, yes,
It's
he's
giving
getting driver.
women ages 16 to 20. They know
Yeah,
how to get things
no.
done.
They
What
know
I
how to
need
get
is
things
for
done.
Mhm.
those women to step up. I'm glad you voted. I need a
Because
little
they were up at 2
reasoning.
a.m. watching
I
the race, unlike the rest of us
Yes,
who are already sat.
yes.
It's true.
Well, is it everyone in the world can vote? It's gotta be.
Yeah.
If you're
So they weren't
awake,
necessarily up in the middle of the night.
if you're awake,
No,
Yes, no, I understand that.
it's the Gen Z girls getting the bots to
It's the
vote
bots.
The
and
bots.
rigging the vote.
Okay. Sarah and I were watching, and Sarah goes like, who should be driver of the day when they flashed it on the screen? And I was like, maybe Oscar, but also I feel like Ollie had a really great drive.
He
I
did.
wanted Ollie to get driver of the day.
they probably got good points today, right?
Mhm.
Were they like
Yeah.
8
Yeah.
and 11th, 8 and 10th?
Yeah. 8 and
But then
10, I
They turned it
think.
around very fast from last weekend where they did really
Yes.
bad, and so it was really
Yeah.
impressive.
The
Yeah.
And then I
final
did
results, 5th and 8th.
I was gonna
Yeah.
ask
That's
if they got
That's
upgraded.
really great.
Yeah, they got upgraded.
Upgraded.
Wait,
Oh,
how did
they
they get
got upgraded to
upgraded?
first class because both the Ferraris got disqualified.
And
And
Pierre Gasly.
thank you.
Oh.
Breaking news for Jamie.
Was
This
it-
is always the
Breaking
fun
news.
drama of a one-stop race, an unexpected one-stop, right? That's what
Was-
happened.
So does
Yeah.
that mean Carlos got 10?
Yes.
Carlos
That's why
got
that's
10?
why Alex posted the thing being like, let's go,
Oh.
Carlos, because they both got points. And right now the standings are that Lando is in first in the drivers' championship. Max is in second, then George. George is right up there with them, but I fully discount
And-
him. Like I'm like, he's not winning the drivers'
No.
championship.
Max, George, and Oscar are all within like 4 or 5 points.
Yeah,
It's really close.
Yeah, Oscar's got
Fun.
34 points. Then it's Kimmy, then Alex Albon.
Wow.
And we'll
Let's
just lock it in
go.
there. Lock it
Let's
in.
just
And
do it.
lock it in, baby.
Let's actually just call it. It's done.
It's
This
been a
is
great
the
season. We'll see you in
yeah. Next year.
2026.
See you next year.
I love that Kimmy's doing so well at his debut.
Yeah.
He's
Great
doing
work.
really good.
I was
Yeah.
telling Grace, it seems like all of the rookies are like doing a pretty good job keeping with their veteran teammate, besides one
Mhm.
who I won't mention. But 4 out of 5 are like doing a really good job.
I will say, I feel like the
I think
commentators use the phrase full season rookie all the time because they're wanting to like lump in Liam with the rest of the rookies because technically he has not had a full season yet.
he's literally
Yeah.
But
driven 2 seasons in F1.
but only like
Still consider
4
him a
races
rookie.
each, Grace.
Yeah. But still,
Yeah.
11
More.
races total.
Yeah.
that's
More
still
than the
like
others
so
can
much.
And
say.
never in a Red Bull.
Yeah, the
Never
Red
in a Red
Bulls.
Bull. Well, in
It's
that case,
feisty.
But
then
they
there's
use that
many.
Feisty.
phrase so much. And also, did you guys notice down in the corner of the screen,
Yes.
they had a box that would pop up
The
every once in a while of the rookies compared to the leader?
No,
I
it
did
was
not
like
see that.
well, it was showing
The
you
Yeah, it
how the
fighting.
rookies are
was.
doing. Yeah, you're right. But it was
Oh.
like, like if we just had the rookies, what would they be doing?
How far back are they from the
Yeah.
leader?
Oh, interesting.
It's a
Okay.
conspiracy against Liam Lawson.
Yeah, I
What are you
mean,
gonna do?
I enjoyed seeing yeah, there is some talk like especially when Ollie had a longer run on his tires and they're like he's keeping up pace with, Oscar and I was like that is actually super incredible. And him going through and overtaking, like I hope he gets an overtaking award for some of the good ones that he got. And I forget who it was, but when he was like ciao after he
It was like all of
overtook them,
them.
it was
That's
all of
he's trying
them.
to make that his thing.
I
Well,
like
and then
it.
I
Yeah.
thought I saw afterwards, Ollie was like, I feel bad for saying ciao. It's like, this is so sweet.
He
So
was just too pumped. I mean,
he's
how can you
too
not be
pumped.
like you're in
Yeah,
your second well, I guess his third. He's driven in F1.
Four.
he
But
has for a bit. Yeah.
like
Well,
you have to be so stoked.
I like seeing, yeah, the rookies in the car because like you'll get like the intense, calls. Like there was an intense Alex radio where he was like, lead me to
Yeah.
it. I can do this. I got this. And I'm like, I'm not used to that from Alex, but the rookies, they're just like
No.
kind of playing around for now. And they say like outrageous things. And I'm just like, I love that part that I don't get from the more seasoned drivers where they're me yelling at their engineer. I get
I didn't think Alex
stressed.
was yelling. I thought that he was like, don't worry about
No.
me. I've got this,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
guys.
They're
I'm
just a
good.
little
My
intense.
birthday.
It's my birthday.
It
I felt
felt
like
very
he was
intense.
I felt like he was trying to be like, I don't want to tell you too much, but these tires are gonna be fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe
He
he
didn't
was
want
smiling the whole time when he was saying
It
it.
seemed
And
like he was. I thought he was excited. Like he was like, I'm good. Don't worry. I'm
That
good.
was very
I'm good.
early on, too.
it
Yeah.
was,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, and Yuki
Mhm.
too, there's this moment where he's like, I'm gonna go after Lance.
Oh,
I can
yeah.
do this. And the
They
engineer
were
was
like,
like,
don't.
okay. Okay. Well, they were like, don't, but okay, you can do it. We
Do what you need to do.
I'm like, they're scared. And that's when DC was like, that's when the drivers are the people in charge, obviously. So, yeah,
I
it's been interesting
did.
on the radios.
Yeah, I'm yeah, the Hamilton Ferrari radios. One, I do think like everyone gets talked about and criticized for their back and forth with their race engineers.
Yeah.
But I don't see it as like I don't think Hamilton's being disrespectful and that's what people are talking about. I think it's like Ferrari has to be taken in hand.
The real take that people are saying is that it's not Charles versus Lewis this season. It's Charles and Lewis versus the Ferrari team because
But it's
they
always
are the
been for the
ones.
Ferrari
It's
drivers,
always,
Shelley.
well, it's always been, yeah, the drivers not having issues with the team. And I love Fred, I love everyone else on the team, but yeah, they're struggling a little bit.
Well, I feel like, yeah, and I feel like what Lewis is saying when I'm hearing the brief bits of radio is him just being like, I need you to give me more useful information. I need you to give me more
Yes,
information this way. I need
yes.
you to, and they're just like, turn 13 and 14. And he's like, you've told me that. And Charles is doing the same thing where he's like, you've already told me that. Tell me something else.
Well, I think it's going to
Yeah.
be good too, especially coming from Mercedes, where they're probably like so regimented with, I don't
Mhm.
know, their data and their feedback. I'm like, he needs to kick this team into gear. I mean, like, are you
Ferrari's like,
guys
we wait
asleep?
for the ghost of Enzo to come to us in a
And speak
vision.
to
And then
us.
we transmit that information to you as you're driving.
Yes.
I wonder if those men engineers can keep up, you know? Like maybe there's something going on there. Maybe they need a lady.
Maybe.
Fred, maybe you
Yeah.
need to hire some new people. I don't know.
All from
McLaren
grace
won
for
too.
Ferrari from winning the sprint with Hamilton to a double
Double DNF.
disqualification.
Yeah. It was really fun to see Hamilton win that sprint, though.
It
It was like
was.
not the most exciting race, but I love to
No,
see
it
Hamilton win.
was.
It was a
And
good race, but
the
it
way that he
wasn't.
pulled away after Oscar made that pass was so impressive.
I think the exciting part was he had a good run, and it was really impressive to see him keep his position with
He just seemed
the
really
track
confident with the
specifically.
car, which is nice to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
his first win with Ferrari.
Yeah.
Some people don't count a sprint win, but I'm counting it.
As an Oscar fan, and you have to, right?
I have to.
Yeah.
It's the OG.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah. So I'm like,
Oscar's first pole
love
this
it.
weekend.
And that,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
An
There
immediate
was-
convert to a win. Like,
Yeah. And that's how it's done.
Yeah.
that's how it's done.
Yeah. So
Beautiful.
the 1-2 for McLaren, and then George is in there.
George
And
just tagging along.
Tagging along.
Hey.
Do you remember his first year at Mercedes where he became Mr. Consistency? Because he finished in the top 5 for the first like 12 races.
It's not sexy, but it's a good place
It
to
gets you
be.
points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I feel like he went through a season where it was like, what is George doing? Like spin,
Crashing
crash.
into the wall on the last lap.
On the last lap
Yes.
of a race you had a chance of winning.
I mean, I guess you got to push the boundaries to know what you can and can't do. But he's been keeping it on track.
He has to
Yep.
step up now because he's the leader,
He's-
you know.
He's the man of the house.
Yeah. He's got to put his big boy pants on.
Yeah.
You guys all excited for Japan in 2 weeks?
Yeah.
The change of the like order of the races feels odd, but Japan's awesome, so I'm excited.
It makes sense
Yeah.
geographically now, though.
Yeah.
It does.
I like that.
That is nice.
I like that too. Although the time
Mhm.
zone, I fear, will be sucking just as much.
Yeah.
I
It's
looked
kind
it
of-
up today, and the race starts at midnight, our
Great.
time.
Perfect.
So 10.
So slightly better for Grace and Shelley and Jamie.
Yeah.
I think with the late night ones, I'm just I'll watch it tomorrow kind of person. Yeah. I have no qualms with that. It's nice. I work it into my schedule.
Anything else before?
Another great race.
Yeah.
Another great race.
Another great race.
Great
It's
for
crazy
now.
to see.
I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to a race for some more passing happens. I'll say that.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe Japan.
I'm ready
Yeah,
for that too.
Japan's
Yeah.
usually
Maybe we'll
great.
get a little
Japan's gonna be
rain.
good. Don't say that.
Just for quality, just on Saturday. That's what I want.
Really shake up the grid.
Yeah.
I
That would be
love a grid.
fun.
I like rain races too, Sarah. I'm with you. I love the shake up.
Well, thank you for joining us, everybody, and we'll see you in a couple weeks for Japan. And this meeting of the Wheel Girls Club is officially adjourned.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.